Hello vinyl community, I'm back again with another recent vinyl spins. As usual, I'm going to be covering 5 different albums. The first one I was really excited about. I decided to take the plunge and go for Mofi's Ultradisc, their first ever in the series. And this is featuring Santana's Abraxas. I mentioned this in a previous video, I don't remember which one. This is not a cheap set by any means, but I was really curious to see what they would be doing with this and how good the sound was. The presentation itself is just outstanding. So to me, this is probably the best version of this album that I own. I do not have an original, so I can't compare it against an original. But this was cut at 45 RPM, spread over 2 discs, and the dynamics are just incredible. So take a look at the artwork here. So much better resolution. They had to have gotten the original artwork here. So just to show you, I do have the 33 RPM pressing of this guy, and look at how grainy the artwork is. It doesn't even compare to what they did here. So much clearer. Now the original on 33 RPM was done by Sean Britton, as I'm showing you here. This version is done by Krieg Wunderlich, and not only is the box really attractive, and of course it's limited, mine just happens to be 488. They had some nice extras. I mean, it comes in this nice foam casing. They have a card, and the artist is Marty Klarwein, and you can order a print of the artwork. They put in a very nice print of the full shot. They have a nice card explaining the process. Now, this is not new at all. This is relatively new for analog, or not analog, but a audio file recording. This is basically eliminating these 2 steps in the process. Now, smaller labels, artists that don't want to release that many records on vinyl can bypass these 2 processes. So it's not new at all. It just, it eliminates, by eliminating these 2, you in theory are going to get much better sound, and yeah, this does translate well on the disc. They try and replicate the gatefold again. Nice clear artwork. Here's what the original interior looked like, at least on the 33 RPM. Now again, I don't have an original. I'm assuming the original must be a gatefold as well. So, and then the discs themselves come in these nice individual jackets, so very tastefully done. Again, it is pricey. I don't recommend it for everyone. I just happen to like this album. This is one of my favorites in Santana's catalog, so I decided to spring for it. Now, I heard rumors that they're looking at doing Bill Evans for the next set sometime next year. Bill Evans, I have mixed feelings about. I heard they're going to be doing Live at the Village Vanguard. I do like that album, so I might consider it, but $100, a little bit too pricey. I mean, it has to be an extraordinary album for me to even spend that kind of money, but this was, definitely giving me my fix on my curiosity, so just thought I would report on that for anyone that was looking to pick one up. Now, it does have some history. If you go back to the original incarnation of Mobile Fidelity, they had the ultra high quality discs that they did 8 of. So like if you had Dark Side of the Moon or Sgt. Pepper's, those can go for thousands of dollars. So if this is any indication, then yeah, this is bound to go up in value. So I could get a return on my investment if I wanted it. Next up is an album that is easily becoming my favorite record of 2016. Don't know yet, but I do enjoy it. This is the latest in the LateNightTales series. This is David Holmes. This is not, it is a compilation, but it's also a mix of originals, and I really like the theme that he did on this one. It's very spiritual in nature. He chose a lot of artists that I'm not familiar with, and also some that I am. So like there's a song by Buddy Holly on here. There's a song by David Crosby. And you know, this is just majestic in quality, and I highly recommend giving it a sample if you're into spiritual type folk stuff. I mean, it is kind of non-denominational because I think he's taking Arabic elements and Christian elements and you know, Jewish elements here and there. So it's just a wonderful piece. Also, this is pressed at MPO. LateNightTales does all their stuff via MPO for pressing. I don't know who mastered this guy at all, but it does come with a unmixed download code, so you can get the individual tracks. Next up is one of the Pink Floyd remasters. So I never had a copy of Adam Hart Mother on vinyl, and I had to get this one because I do like this album. I am having mixed emotions about the mastering, so I do think the mastering is good, don't get me wrong, it's wonderful, but I think this is a little bit of a misnomer here. So it says James Guthrie, Joel Plante, and Bernie Grundman, but going back to 2011, it seems like every 5 years Pink Floyd reissues its entire catalog. Well, here's the CD version of it, and just look at who mastered the 2011 version. So Joel Plante and James Guthrie. So I suspect that they did high-res digital transfers of the analog tapes, and Bernie Grundman got one of those. Unlike the previous album that I had shown, this one is being done by Record Industry, so it looks like EMI Capital is spreading out where the pressings are done, probably to meet a certain schedule. I got a couple more of these on order, like Animals. I've always wanted to hear a good copy of Animals. I do have an original, but I want to see how it compares. But this is probably the last time I'm getting Pink Floyd on vinyl. I got Dark Side of the Moon, and Dark Side of the Moon far superior than the 2010-2011 version. Little differences from the 2003, but still, this is really good. Next up, another audio file. This is one of the Peter Gabriel 45 RPM issues. These are just mind-blowing. The dynamics on these, I thought the Santa Mofi was good. This is just outstanding. I've picked up a couple of these since, and if you're a fan of Peter Gabriel and you just want to hear some dynamic slam, go for these. I mean, the originals are good themselves, but this just takes it up a notch. I mean, they are limited, and if you recognize the numbering here, and the dead wax, this was done at Record Industry. Now the pressing guy I am not familiar with, so here's a shot of the dead wax, so I'll be looking into this individual's history and see if I can figure out what else he's done and if I have anything else. But whoever you are, you did a outstanding job with this one. The last record that I'm going to be featuring in this one is a Resonance Records recording. This is Larry Young in Paris. if you're not familiar with Resonance, I can't say enough good things about this company. They are digging into the jazz archives. They are finding old tapes that have never been issued. And this is a compilation of two or three Parisian concerts by Larry Young. If you're a fan of Larry Young, the organist, you're going to like these. It's not groundbreaking material, but it's just fantastic to hear this new live stuff. And these are pressed at RTI, mastered by Bernie Grunman, as I'm showing you here. And just to show you the back, and these are all limited as well. Now some of the recordings, I have a few of the Resonance stuff. Some of them are not the best, but it's good to have the music. This one was really good. I don't know where they got the records, but or the tapes, but just outstanding. So Resonance records, I can't recommend them enough. And that's all I have for you for this one. Leave a comment if you have one. I appreciate the comments as always, and thank you for watching.